Hey everyone, how are you? I am Erin, and I'm just gonna fix my camera a little bit here. There we go. It's been a while since I've been live because I'm back in my gym now teaching on Saturday mornings, but I wanted to share this sequence with you for a couple of reasons. We did it yesterday in the gym and it felt really good. It was grounding and centering, and with the full moon coming up tomorrow, I believe, this is a great sequence to do this week. It will bring your energy level down, and like I said, it will ground you and center you. And I know a lot of people that are going back to work this week. They work in schools, and this is a wonderful sequence to just feel self-love, compassion, and to get you grounded and centered for the changes that are coming this month. So I decided to record it and share it with you on my channel. So we are going to get started in just a minute. Before we start, I want to show you a couple of options that I'm not going to talk about while we're flowing, but I want to tell you now, so if you want to utilize them, you can. So I have some blocks here. And these yoga blocks are pretty standard, and I like to use them often in pyramid, which will be flowing into pyramid. So if you put the blocks right next to your front foot, you can come down, keep nice length in your spine, you can lower them, keep them put them flat, lots of different levels, okay? Keep those legs straight and keep your spine nice and long. Okay, so that's one option. Another option is for triangle pose. So again, we put it right in front of your ankle here. And when you come down, brings the floor a little bit closer to you so you can keep this shoulder nice and open. Again, different levels, okay? Wherever you are, it's better than trying to get all the way down to the floor and hunching over like this. So if you don't have blocks and you find that you're hunching over a bit, even just a little bit, slide this bottom hand up your shin to open up that shoulder, okay? So those are some block options. This is a meditation cushion. You can also use a block for this. We are going to come into garland pose today, which is a very low squat, okay? So you can support yourself by sitting on a block or a cushion or a pillow, anything like that. If you have a block, just sit it down. Same idea, okay? And if you can't come that low and you don't have something to support you, don't come that low. That's okay too. And yesterday when I did this, we didn't even do the squat. We just flowed, we flowed right past it because my hip wasn't good yesterday, so we didn't do it. All right, so we are going to begin kneeling. And some people have trouble kneeling like this, and that's how we're starting today. Okay, if you have trouble kneeling like this, some options. Sit on a block. Okay, that's an option that raises your hips up a little bit and it's a little bit easier. You can put a towel or a blanket right behind your knees that creates space in your knee joint. That might do it for you. Or don't kneel. You can sit in easy pose, which is with your legs crossed. So choose the position that is best for you as we begin. Rolling your shoulders back, relaxing your breath, closing your eyes, and feeling grateful for this time that you have right now. Setting your intention for the next hour or so that we're together. What would you like to feel during this practice? Kindness, compassion, love, grounded. Open your eyes and sweep your arms up, arching your back slightly. Turn sideways for this. And then coming down into a forward bend right on your mat. Bringing your head to the floor and then slowly rolling up the spine. Again, arms come up. Little back bend here. Exhale down. Stretching out the upper back. Rolling the spine up. Again, sweeping the arms up. Folding forward. Rolling the spine up. And one more time. Great, now we're going to come into child's pose. So just leaning forward, extending the arms out. Taking a few breaths right here. And taking your left up. No, you know what? We're going to come into melting heart first. So extend your hands forward. Bring the hips up. And bring your head down to the mat. This is melting heart. And then I'll take that left arm, thread it through underneath the right arm, come down onto that shoulder, first thread the needle. Hips are still high. And come back up. And now take the right arm, thread it through. Come back up, come back to your knees. And place your left hand down on the mat, right arm goes up and over. And then switch. Really pulling towards the sky with that top hand. Bringing that arm down, taking your left hand, bringing it across your right side, and your right hand goes behind you. Look over that right shoulder for a little spinal twist. Come back to center and switch. And come back to center. And now we're going to lie down on our bellies for a quad stretch. Bringing one ankle up, pulling the ankle towards your buttocks and pressing your pelvis into the mat if you're able. And then switch. And then press yourself back into child's pose. Pulling forward, we are going to come into a kneeling side plank. So you've got your wrist under your shoulder, knee under your hip. Arm can be on your hip up here or extended, and then we're going to do little leg lifts. And we'll switch, so coming onto the knees, swapping to the other side. Aligning your joints, making sure they're stacked. And here we go. Two more. Good. Now we'll come into our modified half series. So starting in child's pose, arms are extended. We pull forward for a kneeling plank, lowering down for crocodile, dropping the belly, lifting the chest, and pressing back. Inhaling forward, exhaling lower, inhaling lift, exhaling child's. Do that a few more times, going forward, lowering, lifting, and pressing back. One more time with your own breath. And then come up into downward dog, flipping the toes under, pressing the hips up. Maybe give a sway with the hips, warming up your legs here. And step forward and reverse your swan dive and come back into mountain. Grab a drink, I'm going to grab my drink, and then we will begin running. All right, we are going to start our moon salutations. So these are different than sun salutations. They're a little bit gentler and a little bit more grounded. So I'll go slow because we haven't done them together, and you can follow along, and they're pretty nice. They feel pretty good. So start at the top of your mat in mountain, rolling the shoulders back, feet are hip distance apart. Ground your feet. Lift the arch of your foot. Kneecaps are pulling up, engaged. Quads are engaged. Belly's firm. And you're breathing. Bring the arms up for an up salute. Look up at the sky. And then open to a goddess squat. Feet are wide, arms are in goalposts. Straighten the arms and legs for star pose. Pivot one foot, and come down for triangle on the other. And pivot your body over that front leg for pyramid. Dropping that back knee, lifting the arms for low lunge. Arms come down, pop up, pivot, or inside low lunge. Coming into garland squat, and then extending the other leg out for side low lunge the other way. Low lunge facing the opposite direction. Hands come to the mat. Toes in the back come under. Pyramid pose. Open up for triangle. Come up for star. Goddess. Step together for absolute and mountain. So that's the sequence. Now we're going to flow through it a few times. Mountain, absolute, goddess, star, triangle, pyramid, low lunge, low side lunge, garland, low side lunge, opposite direction, low crescent, pyramid, triangle, star, goddess, absolute, mountain. Again, absolute, goddess, star, triangle, pyramid, low crescent, low side lunge, garland, low side lunge, opposite direction, low crescent, pyramid, triangle, star, goddess, absolute, mountain, absolute, goddess, star, triangle, pyramid, low crescent, low side lunge, garland, low side lunge, low crescent, pyramid, triangle, star, goddess, absolute, mountain. Last time. Absolute, goddess, star, triangle, pyramid, low crescent, low side lunge, garland, low side lunge, low crescent, pyramid, triangle, star, goddess, absolute, mountain. All right, that is a moon salutation, a little bit different than the sun salutation. Still feels good. So now we're going to be a mountain. Take a few breaths right here. We're going to bind our hands behind our back. Bend to the knees and fold forward. Unbind, bring the arms in front of you and come into chair. And forward fold, keeping a slight bend in the knees, and then roll up. Don't lock those knee joints out. Again, mountain, bind, fold forward with the bind, bending the knees. Release the hands, bring them forward. Come up into chair. Fold forward, grab the ankles if you can or behind the calves. And then slowly roll up the spine. Again, mountain. Bind. Folding forward with the bind. Bringing the arms out in front of you. Lifting the torso into chair. Folding forward. Pulling your torso towards your legs. And then rolling up. All right, I'm going to come down on the mat for child's pose. Arms are extended out. Pulling forward for melting heart again. Placing the forehead on the mat. Hips are high. Curling the toes under behind you. And pressing up into downward dog. Pulling forward for a plank. Dropping your right knee. Opening up to a side plank. Really opening, revolving your Chest open towards the sky, and then taking that top hand and placing it right on your heart. Coming back, bring the top hand down, back leg, your left leg is going to pull forward. We're going to come into pigeon pose. Sinking down if it feels good onto your forearms, or even bringing your head to the mat. Curling your right toes behind you, pressing into the mat with your hands and coming back into downward dog. Dropping your knees, coming all the way up, stacking your joints, and then supporting your lower back. We're going to come into a slight back bend here for camel. If it feels good, reach all the way back through your heels, making sure you're not cutting off airflow through your throat. Don't let your head fall all the way back. You should be able to breathe and talk. Supporting your back. As you come back up, we're going to pivot onto our hip. Bring the legs around. Lie down with knees up. Lift the hips, bind the hands underneath for bridge. Breathing deeply. And staying here, or maybe lowering yourself down, planting your hands next to your ears and pressing up for a wheel if it feels good today. And slowly in control to lower yourself back down to the mat. Extend the legs out, arms above you. Give a nice stretch to everything, and then we're going to do it again on the other side. So roll over, and we start in child's pose. Extending the arms out, lifting the hips, coming into melting heart. Curling the toes under, pressing up into downward dog. Pulling forward for plank. Dropping, knee opening up to a side plank. Really opening that chest, placing that hand on that heart, turning your chest towards the sky. Bring the hand back down to the mat. Your back leg slides forward and across. Come down for pigeon. Maybe sinking deeper onto the forearms or bringing the head to the mat if it feels good. And keep your hands on the mat, curling the toes on your back foot, pressing yourself up into downward dog. Dropping the knees, coming up for camel pose. Stacking the joints first, supporting your lower back, rolling the shoulders back, coming into a slight back bend. Same right here if it feels good. Reaching all the way back onto your heels. Placing your hands back on your lower back to support yourself up. Shifting your weight to your hip, bringing your legs around. Lying down with knees up, coming into bridge pose. Lifting the hips, binding the hands underneath. Holding this position with the hips elevated. And breathing. And release if you want, or stay there. Bring your hands by your head, by your shoulders and ears, and if it feels good, press up into wheel. Slowly and controlled, bring yourself down, rolling down onto your spine. Extend the legs out, extend the arms out. Give a squeeze to your whole body. And relax. All right, now we're going to get up. And we are going to do tree pose. So, for tree, let's ground our right foot, spreading the toes, balancing on the four corners of our feet, engaging the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes. Your left leg, you're going to place your heel above the ankle, engage those abs. Hands can come into prayer. When you feel centered and strong, maybe you want to slide that foot up to your calf, not on your knee joint, on your calf. And if that feels good, maybe you want to take a hold of your ankle and press that foot, sorry about that, press that foot into your thigh and your thigh into your foot. Really engaging all the muscles here. Hands can stay in prayer. They can open like branches. Wherever you are today is fine. And release. And now we'll work on the other side. Left foot is nice and grounded. Engaging quads, hamstrings, glutes, and abs. Right heel propped up above the ankle. Hands come into prayer. Sliding that foot up to the calf if it feels good today. Maybe pulling that ankle all the way up into your thigh. And maybe staying right here on your calf. Opening the branches. come down to the mat, and we are going to start in table. So knees are under your hips, wrists are under your shoulders. We're going to do some wrist stretches. I'm going to turn this way so you can see me better, actually. So what you want to do is take your hand that's on the mat and pull it this way, okay? One hand at a time. Stretch the wrist. And then switch. Now you're going to keep the palm flat, but put the fingers towards you. So the fingers are pointed towards you. And switch. Good. Now we're going to do some calf stretches. I'm just moving up so there's room on my mat. So extend one leg behind you and press that heel towards the floor. Keeping your knee under your hip. So you don't want to end up doing this, okay? You want to keep your form in your torso and just press that heel back and get a nice stretch in your calf. Bring that knee back, and take the other foot and press back. Good. Now I'll come down into child's pose. Arms are extended out. Walk the arms to the left. Come back to center. Walk the arms to the right. Back to center. We're going to come up to kneeling. Like we started in the beginning, so maybe you need your block or your bolster. One arm goes down, other arm comes up and over. And switch. And clasp the hands behind your back for chest expansion. Release the bind and sweep the arms up. Slight back bend here. Look up at your hands. Fold forward. Rolling with the spine like we did in the beginning. Again, arms come up. Back bend here. Pulling forward, folding. Rolling with the spine. Inhaling the arms up for a back bend. Exhaling, folding. Rolling with the spine. Let's do that one more time. Feels so good today. Folding forward. And then we lie down. Bring the soles of your feet together for cobbler's pose. Arms can be on your belly. They can be goalpost arms, or maybe above you. Maybe you want to grab your elbows on each side, whatever is comfortable for you. Just taking a few breaths right here. And then extend your legs out if you'd like to for Shavasana. Maybe you want to stay in cobbler's pose, that's fine too. Maybe you want to put your legs up the wall. Or maybe you want to bring your knees up, feet wide, knees propped in towards each other. That relieves a little pressure on the lower back if you have any. Maybe you want to lie down on your side or sit up. However you are comfortable for our final relaxation. It is a beautiful experience being with ourselves at a level of complete acceptance. When that begins to happen, when you give up resistance and needing to be perfect, a peace will come over you as you have never known. Taking these last few moments that we have together to appreciate what you have done, accepting where you are today, knowing that everything you do is a gift to yourself for today, and appreciating all that we are able to do to keep ourselves healthy and well, and energized and grounded and rested. And making the choices that we need to show ourselves compassion, to show ourselves kindness, and to show ourselves love. Because when we fill ourselves with compassion and kindness and love, it will only spill out onto others. Bringing your awareness back to the room, opening your eyes, roll into your side, and bring yourself to a seated position. Inhale and exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a peaceful and compassionate week. Bye.